Imagine for a moment that you have a pile of tasks in front of you, perhaps some work assignments, household chores, or even personal goals you've been putting off. The more you look at the pile, the heavier it feels. You tell yourself, I'll get to it tomorrow, and then you move on with your day. But the truth is, tomorrow arrives and the pile is still there, growing bigger in your mind. The weight you carry isn't from the work itself, it's from the burden of knowing it's left undone. Marie von Ebner-Reschenbach once said, "It is not the work we do that makes us tired, but the work we leave undone." This statement captures a truth that most of us overlook in our fast-paced modern world. The work we leave unfinished is like an invisible weight that drags us down, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. Today, let's dive deeper into what this means and how it applies to our daily lives. At first glance, it might seem like the tasks you complete are the ones that exhaust you. After all, you spend your day moving from one thing to the next, checking things off your list. But Ebner-Reschenbach's words force us to reconsider this assumption. The tasks we leave unfinished, the things we avoid, are the real culprits behind our fatigue. Think of it this way: imagine you're walking through a forest carrying a heavy backpack. Every task you leave undone is like adding another stone to that backpack. At first, the burden may seem small, but over time, those stones begin to accumulate, and soon, you're weighed down by the sheer volume of unfinished business. In today's world, where distractions are endless and to-do lists seem to grow longer every day, it's easy to put things off. Whether it's a project at work, a conversation we've been avoiding, or a personal goal we've set aside for later, we all know the feeling of procrastination creeping in. But while we may think that putting off tasks gives us a moment of rest, it's actually the unfinished tasks that create the greatest sense of exhaustion. Take, for example, the world of work. In many professions, especially those that involve creative thinking or problem solving, leaving tasks incomplete can lead to stress, anxiety, and a constant mental fog. You might tell yourself, I'll get to it later, but as the days pass, that unfinished work looms larger in your mind. Your energy is drained not by what you've done, but by what you failed to do. The more you leave undone, the more you worry, and the more you procrastinate, the harder it becomes to break free from the cycle. Now think of a modern-day example, the digital world we live in. In the age of smartphones, emails, social media, and instant messaging, it's easier than ever to delay tasks, only to find that the pile grows bigger every day. We may delay responding to an important email or postpone an online task until it feels like it has become insurmountable. Each time we choose to avoid these tasks, we add another layer of mental clutter. This is a digital age phenomenon where our minds are constantly engaged with unfinished work that lingers in the background. Even when we're not consciously thinking about it, it drains our focus and mental energy. In contrast, when we focus on completing tasks, we experience something entirely different. Completion brings relief. When we finish something, even a small task, we feel a sense of accomplishment, a release of tension. We can breathe easier knowing that we've tackled something head-on, not allowed it to fester and grow. It's like taking that weight off our shoulders bit by bit. But it's not just about work. This principle can apply to our personal lives as well. Think about those conversations you've been putting off, maybe with a friend, a family member, or a loved one. Have you ever felt the weight of an unsaid word, an unresolved conflict, or a lingering misunderstanding? When you avoid addressing it, the emotional burden grows heavier with time. It's not the conversation itself that drains you. It's the fact that it's left undone, unresolved, and lingering in your mind. The longer you postpone it, the more mental energy it consumes. But once you finally confront it and work through the issue, the burden lifts and you can move forward unencumbered. Consider the health aspect too. It's easy to push off that workout or delay the healthy meal preparation because it feels like an effort. But those postponed decisions, the actions you neglect in favor of convenience, compound over time. The longer you ignore your health, the more exhausting it becomes to get back on track. You might convince yourself that skipping today won't matter, but in reality, each neglected decision adds weight to your overall well-being. So, how do we break free from this cycle? The key lies in confronting the undone work. Instead of avoiding the pile, we need to approach it head-on, one task at a time. It starts with recognizing the burden that unfinished work creates in our lives. By focusing on completion, we gain clarity. We feel lighter, more energized, and more productive. Every task we finish, no matter how small, reduces the weight we carry and frees up mental space for new ideas, creativity, and opportunities. Let's return to the metaphor of the backpack. Imagine if, instead of adding stone after stone, you decided to unload one stone at a time. Each task you tackle, no matter how small, lightens the load. Before long, the weight no longer feels overwhelming. The key is to not wait until the burden becomes unmanageable. Tackle it early with determination and focus, and the weight will feel less heavy. In today's world, where distractions are omnipresent and the pressure to do more never stops, taking action now rather than putting things off is one of the most powerful habits we can develop. It requires discipline and a shift in mindset, but the rewards are undeniable: increased productivity, reduced stress, and a greater sense of accomplishment. You'll find that the more you finish the tasks that matter, the more room you create in your life for what truly matters. In the end, it's not the work itself that tires us. It's the work left undone, the unaddressed issues, and the nagging feeling of unfinished business that drains our energy. So the next time you feel overwhelmed by the weight of your to-do list or the burden of an unsaid word, remember the wisdom of Marie von Ebner-Reschenbach. It's not the work we do that exhausts us, it's the work we leave undone. Take that first step, finish what you can, and watch the weight begin to lift.